Your true purpose in life is to gain mastery of your ego by reaching out in thought and feeling to that which you sense is behind creation and consistently asking for enlightenment. This is the very first step a person must take towards that glorious moment when he or she will make contact with the divine and then move forward by means of continual cleansing of the ego drive to the re-entry into that heavenly state out of which your soul was born and took its individuality. And how did this creation of individuality come about? As I said before, universal consciousness reached a high point of mutual restraint, and an explosion took place which tore apart the impulse of creative will from the impulse of loving purposes, which separated and became active within creation as Father Intelligence, Mother Love, seen as electricity, magnetism, bonding, repulsion, life, reunified in equilibrium as divine consciousness, life. Therefore, far from being solid and imponderable matter, in reality, the visible world is mind activity working always in conjunction with emotional magnetic bonding repulsion, also known as attraction rejection. Father Intelligence, physical electricity, and Mother Love, physical magnetic bonding rejection, together produce the child, the ego. This impulse of individuality was born and took undeviating and consistent form within the energies of creation to ensure that the various electrical forces expressed as protons and electrons and the rest of the particle gang, excitedly discovered by science, should not fly off uninterruptedly into a distant, formless state, but should be restrained and controlled by the magnetic bonding rejection impulse of Mother Love to bring about manifested form. Science may dispute the foregoing paragraphs, since it has been at great pains to describe the various bonding processes by applying differing word terms to the bonding energies. Science is welcome to call the bonding or attraction energies by any term they wish, but the fact remains that these energies have taken on form from the grand and primal impulse of Mother Love, whose primal consciousness function is to give form to individuality. The impulse of Father Intelligent Life gives electrical momentum to creation. The impulse of Mother Loving Purposefulness gives the bonding to restrain the electrical momentum and bring it under control within the individuality. The impulse of Mother Loving Purposefulness gives the repulsion-rejection impulse to ensure the survival of the individuality. That is the process of creation. Science can only approach creation as a spectator. Although its ambassadors are human and experience life for themselves, the human mind can only observe what has been created. It cannot enter into the intimate processes of creation hidden within matter and the most basic fields of energy. Science will never be able to pinpoint the motivating factor X, which gives rise to the energies which are in control of the creation of individual form. But what science has to say on the matter of creation is of little moment to you as an individual. Science will not change your lifestyle, health, environment, personal feelings, and achievements one iota. What you need to know, and what I have come expressly to tell you, is how to escape the selfish, possessive, protective drive given you by the ego to ensure your individuality and survival, and your inbuilt longing to return to the joy and happiness out of which all creation took life. This provides you with the reason why I originally came to earth and am coming to you at this present time, to do something that no scientist can ever do for you. Help your soul emerge from the confines of your ego drive and embark on a new program of thought, emotional living, which will directly express the Father-Mother consciousness life injected into you and all humanity at the moment of conception. Because the ego itself possesses the electric momentum of activity, creativity, and the emotional magnetic impulses of bonding rejection, whatever is born of the ego drive by its thoughts, feelings, and actions is charged with physical electromagnetic life, which will produce replica life forms and will be eventually materialized within the life of the ego creator. These created forms not only manifest eventually as experiences, but also disturb the functioning of the physical processes of their creator, and are the origin of physical discomforts or viruses or disease. Therefore, it is a great cause for rejoicing when the soul emerges from its encapsulating human consciousness of the ego, for the ascending spiritual consciousness will create the harmonious life-giving conditions it holds in consciousness. Conversely, it is a cause for sorrow while the human consciousness is submerged in ego control, producing upsets, trials, and tribulations, both in life experiences and the physical condition itself. Therefore, I tell you, if you do not like your world, you have it within your power to change your conditions of existence right where you are, if you have the faith and consistent will to do so. I repeat in another form to gain your attention. If you continue in your present level of human functioning and thought, you will only experience your present level of human existence. You will be bound down to working hard for a paltry living, beset by numerous problems such as poverty and ill health, addictions, immobilized by prostrating fear, and exposed to ill-intentioned attacks of all kinds. You will be burdened by present conditions until you understand how to change them. This is your golden opportunity to take control of your lives as never before by getting control of your thoughts and emotions, your electrical and magnetic impulses, the blueprints of your future experiences. For you are like potters possessing clay and daily shaping pots and utensils for your use. Consciousness is the clay, the substance with which you make your lives and every condition pertaining to it. You alone shape your lives into the forms you experience. By your thoughts, you can change your personal future if you will but heed my words, understand your true origins, believe in them, and use this knowledge in your daily routine. You can affect your environment, your homes, families, work, the people you associate with, even plants and animals and climate. Whatever you hold steadfastly in mind externalizes. Therefore, it is crucial to your spiritual and your personal human development to fully understand all I am trying to teach you. Do not think that these letters presented to you are too difficult to understand and then move on to some more easy way of finding happiness. Believe me, there is no true and more easy way for you to find the equilibrium and happiness you seek, because my words describe the universal truth of existence and the life with which you are presently building or destroying your lives. At the same time, rest assured that you will never be able to create new conditions for yourself until you discover why and how you have been creating destructive and negative conditions in the past. Everything you are presently experiencing, you have created and set in motion by former thoughts, words, actions in the past. So do not resent your present circumstances, for you yourself have done whatever was the cause of your present conditions. Be sensible, therefore, and read these letters, and devote all your strength and will to discover the means you have used, in former ignorance, to spoil your life in days gone by. Then take the necessary steps to clean out your consciousness. You may ask, why should I clean out my consciousness? I tell you, you would never plant a field of mealies without first putting in the plow to turn the ground, and then the equipment to make a fine-textured soil and scatter the fertilizer. In ignorance, you could plant among the existing weeds in lumpy ground and omit the fertilizer, and your crop would be thin and patchy. So it is when you muddle along in your earthly self-centered thoughts and live entirely in your own human knowledge, strength, and will. You are limited in everything you do, and all unknowingly, you create the very circumstances which will limit the harvest of your endeavors. The moment you realize from whence you have truly come, seek the power on which you may draw to accomplish every single thing in your life, and take urgent steps to clear out the weeds, thus purifying the soil of your consciousness. You will draw on the power which will imbue and prosper your daily experiences and activities. You could say the power is your fertilizer, but this would be completely inaccurate and false. Fertilizer is inanimate chemical food for the plant, whereas the power on which you can draw through daily meditation is the life which will invigorate your entire being, your life, even your plants and the bricks of your houses and your equipment, far beyond your present belief. People who have given their entire willpower to living this truth see the undeniable fruitage in their lives, and the seeing increases their faith and determination. Thus do they enter a circle of blessedness. They marvel that other people can resist this truth and choose to remain outside the spiritual and earthly harmony in which it is possible to live. If you are prepared to listen and ponder and meditate on the following pages, you will begin to understand what has been hidden from the beginning of creation.